What's happening, my Jack family? Coach Scott here, jacked40.com and shredded40.com. Today I want to talk about working out after 40. Now I can honestly say that training in my 40s has been way more fun than training in my teens, 20s, and 30s. The biggest reason for that is that my mind has been way more open than ever before to experimenting with different training volumes, different training splits, different training frequencies, just trying different training techniques in general, just having a heightened sense of awareness with how my body is responding. Now in this video, I'm going to be sharing what I've learned from training in my 40s, but I would love to hear from you and what you have learned from training in your 40s as well. So please take a moment to drop a comment down below. And if you enjoyed this video, please do me a favor and smash that thumbs up button. I'd really appreciate it. Now when it comes to workouts for men over 40, the number one topic you hear come up is recovery and how us men over 40 don't recover as well from our workouts as we did when we were in our teens, 20s, and even our 30s. So it's really important for us to structure our training in a way that will cause an adaptive response, cause us to grow and improve, but still not so much that we can't recover from those workouts. So it's a delicate balancing act, finding that sweet spot where you can challenge your body enough, yet still recover from it. There's a few different components from your workouts that will have an impact on how well you recover from your training. Number one is how many sets you're taking to failure. This is something I have been experimenting with in recent months. In the past, I mean, we're talking teens and 20s, every set was to failure. And I mean, oftentimes I'd have my workout partner helping me force out reps on every single set. That may have been okay when we were a teenager, we could recover from that kind of abuse, but when you're in your 40s, you definitely cannot and should not train every single set to failure. Now, in recent years, I've been taking an approach, a last set, best set approach, where the first set, I'd leave about 2 to 3 reps in reserve, second set, 1 to 2 reps in reserve, and third set was all out effort. And that worked incredibly well. What I've been experimenting with lately is the first 2 sets are well short of failure, like many reps in reserve, just kind of treating them as warm-ups, and then 1 set of balls out incredible effort, like everything I got, leaving it all on the gym floor, getting that grinding out reps and using supporting muscle groups, not forcing out any reps, but I may finish with either a slow negative or a partial rep to finish off. It's like, but there is no doubt in my mind that there is no way in hell I could have done another rep with good quality form. So I am just busting my butt with just 1 set for each exercise there. Now it's a little early to tell, it's only been a few months following this approach, so I want to give it a few more months to see how I continue to progress with it, but so far I am absolutely freaking loving it for a few different reasons. Number one is that I just walk into my workouts even more excited than ever before, more focused than ever before. My workouts don't look as daunting on paper, like knowing that those first couple of sets are well short of failure, just kind of treating them as a warm-up. I find that I am like more amped up and I have more within me to give to that final set, and like my all-out effort is at my absolute best all-out effort. Whereas in the past, like taking the previous approach to the last set, best set approach, I still get to that final set and there's some fatigue accumulated in there. So my last set isn't quite as good. It's tougher for me, I find, to progress with my training with not only the reps, but the weight, the load on the bar as well. Has been a little bit more challenging when you have that accumulated fatigue. So here, when your first 2 sets are warm-ups, you don't have that accumulated fatigue to deal with there, and your all-out effort is something freaking fantastic. So I'm loving that, and I'm loving just walking out of the gym feeling empowered and feeling invigorated and confident and proud and not beat down from the training. I definitely feel like it was enough. Like I walk out of the gym feeling like I gave my best effort, because those all-out sets, I mean, there's nothing, I left it all out there on the gym floor. So it feels incredible. There's just so many different reasons why I'm loving this approach of just that 1 set to all-out failure. It's been something different. Again, in the past, I probably would have been a little bit more closed-minded to that approach. Again, kind of just looking at the research out there and sticking with what I've heard in the past. Like this, hearing a few coaches going with this approach, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna give it a shot and see how it goes. And that's really the beauty of training in our 40s and having that open mind is we don't have a ton of research. I don't think we have any research where it's men in our 40s with decades of lifting under the bar, trying different training splits, different training volumes, different number of sets to failure. Like, we don't have any of that. It's a lot of anecdotal evidence, a lot of talking to our fellow bros. So it's really important to have an open mind. You hear someone following a different approach, and all right, I'm gonna give it a shot myself, see how I respond to it, and roll from there. So that's been my experiment with training to failure. Another factor that has an impact on how well us men over 40 recover from our workouts is training volume. Now, according to the research, the optimal training volume is between 10 sets and 20 sets per muscle group per week. But does that research apply to us men over 40? I mean, some of the research indicates that the longer you've been training, the more volume you need to perform in order to create that adaptive response. But then you hear from some physique coaches who will say that us men over 40 just don't recover as well from high volume training, so we need to do less volume if we want to be in this game for a long time, and our body will respond better to lower training volume. So who is right in this scenario? And then what is training volume to begin with? A lot of it, like, if the optimal training volume is between 10 and 20 sets, does that mean that 10 to 20 sets were taken to momentary muscular failure? Or can some of those sets be like 1 to 2 reps in reserve, or 2 to 3 reps in reserve? Like, for me right now, this month in the Jacked at 40 Club, we're working each muscle group with 12 sets per week. But as I mentioned, so 12 sets, 4 exercises. One workout has 3 exercises, another workout has 1 exercise. 3 sets per exercise. But as I mentioned, like, those first 2 sets are like well short of failure, basically just warm up. So really, for each muscle group, I'm hitting it with just 4 sets of all out effort per week. Is that enough to create an adaptive response? Some coaches will argue, hell yes, for us men over 40. So far, I've got to say, I am responding incredibly well to this approach compared to past approaches where those more sets to training failure. So really, again, I think it's an area where you have to have a heightened sense of awareness. And again, when it comes to how much volume you can handle, there's so many different lifestyle factors that come into play as well. And same thing when it comes to training to failure. The biggest one is sleep. I find that so many people obsess over manipulating their training volume and all this stuff, but they don't put the same kind of effort into trying to get more better quality sleep each and every night. That's gonna have the biggest impact on your recovery, more so than how well you train. Now, if you're someone who doesn't get an optimal amount of sleep, you're not getting 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep each and every night, you may have to dial back your training volume in order to handle it, in order to recover better. But if you're getting 8.5, 9 hours of sleep each and every night, you may be able to handle higher training volumes. And again, I don't want you to, like, right now, I'm really responding incredibly well to this, and it's likely because it's the novelty of change. I haven't trained in this way. I haven't trained with this kind of lower volume approach where I'm really taking that last set, best set approach. But I got to also consider that I am, like, that last set is better effort than I have given to any other set in previous workouts. So it's really allowing me to challenge my body, to push my body even harder than ever before. So again, there's so many different factors that come into play that it's really difficult to pinpoint what's the key, what's the difference maker with how you're approaching your training there. Is it the volume? Is it how many sets you're performing close to failure there? Is it your sleep? Is it your stress that you're under as well? There's just so many factors that can have an impact on your recovery. Another factor that can have an impact on how well us men over 40 recover from our workouts is our exercise selection and how we perform those exercises. More specifically, the impact of those movements on our joints, on our tendons, and really if it makes us feel more beat up after a workout. Because that's oftentimes when us men over 40 talk about feeling beat up, we're like, shoulders are sore, my knees or my hips, my lower back is sore. It's usually kind of joint related. So for me personally, I have not done a barbell back squat, I haven't deadlifted, and I haven't bench pressed in quite a while with a barbell. And again, there's nothing that are wrong with those exercises. Just after years of wear and tear, I just find that I feel better performing different exercises. For example, instead of the barbell back squat, I love the hack squat. I love that I've got some back support there. I don't feel the same kind of pressure on my spine. I like that I can move my feet around on the platform and really get my foot positioning in a way that is a lot more comfortable on my knees and everything as well. It's just a lot more smoother, more fluid movement that just suits me well and still has a great hypertrophy response. some would even argue better, because even better focus and concentrated on the quads. When it comes to the deadlift, I just found the risk reward there just wasn't worth it. I mean, I got my deadlift up to 430 pounds for 3 repetitions years ago. Really experienced no benefit of that other than bragging rights that I got to lift like close to, I think it's right around 3 times my body weight there. I mean, people like, deadlift is like the best exercise ever. No, it's not a great hypertrophy exercise. If anything, it definitely put me at risk. It's the one exercise I would feel little niggles in my lower back when I was really pushing it a little bit too hard. So now I just stick with Romanian deadlifts, stiff-legged deadlifts with a barbell, with a dumbbell. Those movements feel fantastic to me. Bench press, I would just rather do dumbbells or some different machines. There's some great converging chest press machines, whether it's Atlantis or Hammer Strength, that just allow me to get my elbows a little bit more tucked, my wrists at a good positioning there, and it just feels a lot more focused on my chest, less strain on my shoulders, and that's been working incredibly well for me. I'm really enjoying just performing exercises that feel good to me. I can really feel it in the target muscles, and I'm not beating up my joints as much. So again, you'll notice even with the dumbbell bench press, I don't flare my elbows out as much anymore. I bring them a little bit more tucked in. It just feels a lot easier on the shoulders and can have just as much, if not even better, impact on the pecs as well. So really playing around with some different techniques, exercise, just shifting how I'm performing the exercises in a way that just feels better to me, doesn't beat me up, is easier on the joints, is easier on the tendons. And again, performing training techniques that can help strengthen the tendons as well, such as the loaded stretching. That's a fantastic exercise. It's great. It can spark a good growth hormone response, but it has been shown to strengthen and build the tendons as well as the muscle as well. So incorporating loaded stretching as an advanced technique, like after your final set, holding that stretch for as long as you can, it's just a great technique, and some good research behind that as well when it comes to muscle gains. Maybe not so much for us men over 40, but there is research to back the benefits of loaded stretching. Another factor that can have an impact on how well us men over 40 recover from our workouts is how many days per week you're training. Now, some will argue that 4 days a week is better for us men over 40 because it's going to give you more total days off from the gym, just allow your body to fully recover. Others will argue that the more you're in the gym, the more limber you're going to feel. And the more you're in the gym, the shorter your workouts can be, the more you can spread out that training volume. So you're beating your body up a little bit less per workout. There's benefits to both. I don't think there's a right or wrong whether you're training 3, 4, 5, 6 days per week. Right now, I'm experimenting with 6 days per week. It's been years since I have trained 6 days per week. I just found my sweet spot was 5 days per week because I love to have my weekends off, just doing other fun activities, kind of living my life to the fullest. That's where kind of one of the downsides of training 6 days per week is that you may feel like you're in the gym all the time, but it's great when the workouts are quick and short. For me right now, I've been doing it for the past month. My lifestyle has been just in a way that I haven't had a lot going on the weekends. So, I mean, especially when we've had all these lockdowns and all that kind of stuff, like right now, and me living at home alone for most part, getting out to the gym, it's been a social aspect for me. It's just getting out, getting around people has been good for me. So it's great for my mood. It's great to spread out my training volume. I'm getting a great pump on. I'm recovering incredibly well from it. I don't find a difference between training 5 days per week and 6 days per week with my recovery because my sleep is consistent, my stress is consistent, I'm managing it just as well. My quality of my nutrition is consistent. So all those factors are allowing me to recover well from my training. And my training volume isn't outrageous as well. So even though I'm in the gym 6 days per week, it's only 12 sets per muscle group per week. So it's very manageable for me. I am looking forward to trying 4 days per week to see how my body responds. And again, that's the thing. In the past, I would have been closed-minded. Like 4 days per week is just not enough for me. I love being in the gym. But again, like in the past, I was always 6 days per week and I loved being in the gym. It was tough to get myself back to 5 days per week. And I'm like, yeah, I want to live my life. I want to do some other fun things. I'm like, this is awesome. So now I gotta have an open mind and try 4 days per week, see how my body responds to that. And that's really the best way to go about it, is to not have a closed mind, to try 6 days per week, to try 4 days per week, see what suits you best, and to just even go based, like I said, I'm going based on my lifestyle in this moment. If my schedule was jam-packed, 4 days per week might suit me better right now. So kind of don't try 6 days per week during a time when you're under a lot of stress. You've got a lot going on in your life. You've got a hectic schedule. Like, that's just not going to work for you. So really, the bottom line is setting yourself up for success by training a number of days per week that suits your schedule, that allows you to live your life to the fullest, to enjoy the training, but enjoy all other aspects of your life as well. Because training, this is supposed to enhance all aspects of your life, not take away from it. So that's been my fun little experiment right now, 6 days per week. I am looking forward to training 4 days per week, see how that goes. But I do find that 5 days is kind of my sweet spot right now. Who knows? That may change, and that's the beauty of it. Having an open mind, having a heightened sense of awareness, and just having fun in the process. So those are some of the things that I've learned from training in my 40s. Now I'd love to hear from you, so please take a moment and drop a comment down below to share your experiences training after 40. If you enjoyed today's video, please do me a favor and smash that thumbs up button. I'd really appreciate it. If you know a fellow bro who would benefit from listening to today's video, do me a favor and share it with them. Before you go, don't forget to download your free guide, Shredded After 40. Have yourself an amazing day. Catch you in the next video.